Welcome to The Weekend with me, Steve Savant, national insurance columnist and host of the daily internet talk show, The Business Insurance Zone. I'm often asked, what's the biggest threat to American retirement? And oddly enough, even though market risk is a threat, it's not the greatest threat. And even though fees and costs of qualified plans and non-qualified plans can sometimes be a great concern, the greatest threat to American retirement right now is human longevity. Not since the days when Noah came out of the ark after the flood have we seen such an increase in human mortality. In fact, at the apex of the Roman Empire, the average age for a male was age 25, probably blunted because of slavery, military conquest, and it just wasn't good unless you were in the proletariat class. But as we move down the timeline, Ponce de Leon was looking for the fountain of youth in Florida. And at that time in the 1500s, the average male was still living about age 37 in the European continent. It isn't until we get into the late 1600s where we meet Sir Edmund Halley. Of course, you know him as the great astronomer who discovered the comet consequently named after him. But what you may not know about Sir Edmund Halley is that he actually forged and constructed the first actuarial table that we use for mortality products, life and annuities. When he constructed this, remember the average age in England was age 47. That was the average age. Now, if you fast forward into the Americas, FDR came out with this idea called Social Security. It was built on the 1941 CSO mortality tables, Commissioner Standard Operational Tables. And those tables had everybody dying at age 62. So really, Social Security is not the problem, it's that everybody's living past age 62. And as we did move past age 62, we kept bumping the new milestone for retirement. It went from 62 to 65 to 66. In fact, most baby boomers now are going to try to hang on and wait till 70, delay taking Social Security so that they can have a larger number, because that's the kind of concern we're looking at. And many of our boomers are also stalling taking their qualified plan and are going to take it at 70 and a half when they're forced to by required minimum distributions, their RMDs. The problem with both those ideas is that we still have to have money to take out when we use RMDs. And so if we take RMDs out and our Social Security is coming out at the same time, our RMDs could actually cause our Social Security to be taxed. We already know the RMDs are taxed. Now our Social Securities are going to be taxed. When you look at those two issues confronting the boomers, we can see now in almost every retirement model that most boomers will be running out of money somewhere in their mid to late 70s. The problem with that is that the 2000 CSO, the 2001 CSO, actually gives them the ability, or actually plots them living at least till about mid-80s, and that's at standard tables. If a boomer was really a great non-smoker, worked out, was very nutritious, and really was rated from a mortality point of view in the preferred categories, his actual longevity could go all the way out to age 90. So it's a huge concern when you consider that human longevity now is really the big crux of the issue. So what's the greatest threat? Human longevity, living so long that you outlive the money that you put away for retirement. There is a better way where you can get guaranteed income that you can never outlive. And that guaranteed income, even if you became the Guinness Book of World Records, remember, she died about 8 to 9 years ago at age 122. There are already over a dozen women in the United States that are over age 110. So when we think about these numbers are real numbers, and I think they're only going to get larger. So when you consider your retirement, consider the #1 threat to American retirement, and that is your own human longevity. Are male boomers going to live past age 90? Are boomer women going to live past 100? And as a super senior, will your retirement run out of money before you run out of life? There's a better way to protect your lifestyle against longevity with guaranteed income you can't outlive, even if you live to break the Guinness Book of World Records for living the longest. I'm Steve Savant. Welcome to The Weekend.